Okay, so this is the first Chapter 3 Checkup 10, and then there's another one that has a little bit extra on the back. So let's do the first one. An old dog barked loudly today. What barked loudly today? Dog. Subject noun. You do capital S, capital N. What is being said about dog? Dog barked. Verb. Barked how? Loudly. Adverb. Barked when? Today. Adverb. So you should have that. How, and that is when. Both at ADV. What kind of dog? Old. Adjective. Make sure your J is a little j. What's the article adjective? An. And we identify that with a capital A. So you write an for the article adjective, capital A. Subject, noun, verb, pattern 1. All you need to do on that line is just write, the letters we do. What letters we write. Capital S, N, V, P1. Now you have to classify it right in the sentence, okay? An old dog barked loudly today. What barked loudly today? Dog, subject, noun. What's being said about dog? Dog barked, verb. Barked how? Loudly, adverb. Barked when? Today, adverb. What kind of dog? Old, adjective. An, article, adjective. Pattern, subject, noun, verb, pattern 1. Where do we divide? Before barked. Complete subject, an old dog. Complete predicate, barked loudly today. What kind of sentence? Period, statement, declarative sentence. So don't forget the divider line always goes before the verb. This is a period, so it's a telling sentence. So we say period, statement, declarative sentence. It's just telling us something. It's declaring. And then complete subject, an old dog. That's the subject, noun, and everything about it. And the complete predicate is the verb and everything about it. Barked loudly today. 1 line for complete subject, 2 lines for the complete predicate. Okay, then you are supposed to use this capitalization rules and punctuation rules and put the number for the rule above. So, does Uncle Jake work at Miller Lumber Company? So what rule tells me to always capitalize the first word of the sentence? Rule number 1 tells me to do that. So I put a 1 above it. Punctuation rules go above. Capitalization rules go above. Punctuation rule numbers go below. Uncle Jake, family names when used in place of the person's name, and names and initials. So I put 4 above Uncle, and I put a 3 above Jake since that was his name. So this is like a family name, right? And that's his name. So I did number 4 and 3 because they were talking about family names and so family names is more like grandpa or mom when they're used in place of the name. So so that is a little tricky with uncles and aunts and stuff like that. So you could do a couple different things, but we're not even really worried about the numbers. I'm more concerned with, do you understand the rules that these things need to be capitalized? Miller Lumber Company is all part of the company name. So because number 11 tells us to capitalize company names, we're going to capitalize and put an 11 above Miller, Lumber, and Company. On a test, you don't even actually need to put numbers. On a test, you're just going to need to know how to capitalize and punctuate. Why do we have a question mark at the end? Because rule number 2 for punctuation rules tells us to put a question mark on the end of a question. So I put that 2 under the question mark, so it's different than like a 2 would be for capitalization rules. We know that these are punctuation rules and these are capitalization rules. Okay, let's move on to the next page. This checkup is very similar. It just has a couple extra things. So, an old dog barked loudly today. We already have been through this, but we're going to do it again. What barked loudly today? Dog, subject, noun. What is being said about dog? Dog barked, verb. Barked how? Loudly, adverb. Barked when? Today, adverb. What kind of dog? Old, adjective. Article adjective, an. Subject, noun, verb, pattern 1. Okay, so that's how you should have done the top. Pretty much exactly like we did the other page. Now we're going to classify it again right in the sentence and do our dividing lines. An old dog barked loudly today. What barked loudly today? Dog, subject, noun. What's being said about dog? Dog barked, verb. Barked how? Loudly, adverb. Barked when? Today, adverb. What kind of dog? Old, adjective. An, article adjective. Pattern, subject, noun, verb, pattern 1. Where do we divide? Before barked. Complete subject, an old dog. Complete predicate, barked loudly today. What kind of sentence? Period, statement, declarative sentence. So that's what it should look like. Now, this is a new sentence to see if you can apply that same skill. The 3 little boys raced suddenly away. So pause me if you haven't done it yet and go ahead and try to classify it and come back and see if you got it right. All right, so you're checking with your work with mine. Who raced suddenly away? Boys, subject, noun. What's being said about boys? Boys raced. So that's what you have so far, okay? Raced how? Suddenly, adverb. Raced where? Away. Adverb. Alright, so we have 2 adverbs on the end there. What kind of boys? Little, adjective. How many boys? 3, adjective. The, article adjective. Pattern, subject, noun, verb, pattern 1. Okay, so this is what you have so far. Article adjective, 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 subject, noun, verb, adverb, adverb. Now we're going to put our lines. Where do we divide? Before raced. Always before the verb. Complete subject, the 3 little boys. Complete predicate, raced suddenly away. What kind of sentence? Period, statement, declarative sentence. And we put a capital D for declarative. All right. Does Uncle Jake work at Miller Lumber Company? We need the capital D on does. It's the first word of the sentence. Uncle Jake, that's part of his family name and name. Miller Lumber Company, rule number 11, tells us to capitalize all parts of the name of the company. Not just the word company or not just the first word. All the parts. Miller Lumber Company. And rule number 2 in punctuation tells us to have a question mark at the end of a question. All right. Now, these are editing guides. They want 3 capital letters, 1 comma, and 1 end mark. Mom, I have given Bingo his dog treat. So you should have given 3 capital letters, 1 on mom, 1 on I, and 1 on Bingo. The reason why I did mom, it's her name, but it's also the first word of the sentence. Always capitalize the pronoun I no matter where it is in the sentence, and capitalize pet names. Bingo is his name-o. Now we need a comma. 1 comma. It goes after the word mom. When you're addressing somebody at the beginning of a sentence, we put a comma after it. So there's like a pause. Mom, I have given Bingo his dog treat. And the last thing is an end mark. It's a period because they're just telling us something. They're not asking, they're not exclaiming. It's just a period. All right. So the next video, I'll go through the test with you.